scientist, aerospace engineer and Padma Bhushan Nambi Narayanan joining us live on Republic TV as we build up to the Chandrayaan-2 launch. Mr. Nambi Narayanan, thank you this afternoon for speaking to Republic TV. How excited are you, Mr. Narayanan? How excited are you for the space program that you spent many years contributing to?
Yeah, it is interesting, and compared to when I was in ISRO, I would be certainly more worried and tensed up. Now I am a bit relaxed, and but still excited. So I am waiting for the D-Day.
You know, Mr. Narayanan, a lot of interest amongst people. A lot of people are asking questions on what this project is all about. How is this project going to help India? What does it mean for Indian space program? Mr. Narayanan, if you could explain to our viewers this afternoon.
You know very well, the Chandrayaan-2 is an extension of our earlier mission, Chandrayaan-1. In Chandrayaan-1, we went to the lunar orbit and we dropped and crash landed something symbolically on the surface of the lunar surface. But here in Chandrayaan-2, we are going to have, of course, the one which comes on the lunar orbit is called orbiter. From the orbiter, we soft land a lander. This is named after Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. And that is going to be the most critical part compared to Chandrayaan-1. So I think we should have a retro rocket. You should fire that and then make sure that it doesn't go and crash. After it touches down, and you have what is called a rover, which comes out of the lander and then travels. I think they have planned to move it. It's a 6-wheeled rover. It will travel for about 500 meters or so, and has a very limited life. Going to work with the solar system. Now, this will have a communication facility with the lander, and the lander will have a communication facility with the orbiter, and the orbiter will be communicating directly to the ground. So this is the cycle. So this experiment in a way is a prelude to your further explorations on the deep space. Supposing you are trying to travel to Mars or Venus, those kind of planets, then this is going to be a prelude, because this is probably the closest God-made satellite, wherein you are trying to use it as a transit launch. For example, the Russians, I understand, are trying to use it as a transit place. They are trying to even build some kind of a lab or infrastructure where human beings can temporarily spend some time before they go further. So this is the difference between Chandrayaan-2 and Chandrayaan-1. Now, Chandrayaan-2 would enable India to understand the technology relating to particularly soft landing, and eventually will be helping you to go further deep.
Nambi Narayanan, you mentioned Russia,
yes,
and you also mentioned how different countries have a keen interest. In fact, this morning there are reports about how Russia is willing to transfer the technology to India to help build our space program. So globally there is an interest around India's space program. And we're not talking about helium-3. And for the layman who's watching this big launch on Monday morning, what does helium-3 mean and what will it do for India? Mr. Narayanan, if you could explain to us.
No, actually, see, we are trying to see, we don't know exactly what is the lunar surface, what it contains, and etc. Because nobody has explored it fully. Now, in our own interest, we are trying to understand what it has. But as you rightly said, America particularly and Russia. Of course, China is in the picture, but we really don't know what the Chinese are trying to do, because they are not regularly publishing the information. But as far as Russia goes, we have some information which says that they are trying to build some kind of rest infrastructure which will enable the Russians to go further. But as far as America goes, they have an organization which is called NASA. NASA is the focal point. NASA does through private industries like SpaceX, like Bronson, that is, these companies, they spend a lot of money. As you know very well, the kind of risk we have in this is really high. But still, this Bronson apparently is disinvesting something to the tune of $1 billion a year from the stocks of Amazon. Now, Tesla, which is Musk's project, he is also investing a lot of money. So, when they invest a lot of money, they are expecting a lot of returns. Now, the American government is behind them, backing them. Now, they are trying to do so many things. They talk about tourism, they talk about further travel, etc. But one thing is very clear, those countries are trying to explore what is maximum available to them. And the profit in this business is very high. People who are already in the satellite market, they know what kind of profit they get out of it. I think everybody makes money in that business. Same thing is there, are much more profit is here. But we are also trying to have some startups in India. I understand there are 6 or 7 startups in India who are willing or already associated with the space-related matters. But I really don't know exactly what they talk about. Technology of launch vehicles and low-cost launches and all, but things are not very clear. But one thing is very clear, unless ISRO or maybe some defense establishments are trying to help these people or are trying to back them up, these companies will find it difficult to survive. So basically the government should make its policy very clear and try to keep it open, keep it, in a sense that they survive, so that eventually the money comes to India and the government also getting its money.
Interesting you mentioned this program because Nambi Narayanan,
yes,
we all watched the budget very closely, and the commercial arm of ISRO, if I'm not wrong, I think it's called New Space India. So now that India has taken one step towards that, what you were mentioning, the entire bit of commercialization, about people putting in their money, about opening up our space program, do you think the initiative that India has now taken is one step towards that? And what more, in your experience, should be done, or in your expertise, should be done?
You see, originally there was an organization called Antrix Corporation, which is again the commercial arm of ISRO. But I really don't know the kind of profit they made or the kind of commercial ventures they entered into, other than some small satellite launches and stuff like that. Now they are talking about the new technology, a new space venture. And also I read in the paper that it is going to be a privatized organization. I have no details of it. But again, I am coming back here. The government should be told that this way you have to go and you need permission to do that. Now, there is no point in telling that these are secrets, these are confidentials, and this I won't open my gate and I won't allow anybody to come in there. I think we are not a defense organization. We are a peaceful organization. We are talking about satellite launching and also trying to make use of the allied technologies. See, even in yesterday I saw in the paper that Indonesia has signed a contract with ESA, that is European Space Agency. You know for what? They want the European satellite to look at the areas which are damaged in Indonesia due to the tsunami, and they want to give an advice how to develop that country further. But I personally feel that we are more competent to do that job because we have the imagery satellites, necessary satellites are there, and we are close to Indonesia in the sense politically and otherwise. But I don't know why ESA should get this contract, for example. Either we never approached them, or they never approached us, or we didn't show any interest. I don't know the details. But point is, this is another thing. See, yesterday I saw another newspaper clipping wherein an African tiny country is trying to get the help of ESA for launching small nano satellites. We are experts on it. So I am saying that whatever you call it, antrics or new technologies, or I don't know the name, unless you back it up, unless you organize it, unless you give encouragement, unless you keep your doors open and make your policy clear, then I don't think that you can move an inch. It will be another Antrix corporation in course of time.
Narayanan, what's your message to the team of scientists at Sriharikota? Because, in the course of our conversations with former ISRO chiefs, we didn't manage to get a lot of them because a lot of scientists are going to Sriharikota to be a part of this big blast-off, to give their experience, expertise, and to be a part of this entire expedition, to be there when it happens. So what's your message, Mr. Narayanan, to the entire team at ISRO?
As you know very well that I wish them good luck. And as far as I am concerned, I am very sure that it will be a success. The only criticality comes on the soft landing part of it. And that is going to happen only during September first week. So till then it is like any other mission. And so in that way, in that sense, I am not really, but of course people who have contributed, if something goes wrong, and then those people are required there. But the real criticality comes only during September from the orbiter when the lander is soft landing. But I wish them best of luck, and I am sure that they will once again come with glorious success. Wish you all the best.
Mr. Narayanan, appreciate you joining us here on Republic TV this afternoon. And I think a lot of people who are watching this broadcast and all the team of scientists and experts who are coming on Republic TV explaining to our viewers how big this is going to be for India in its space program. Appreciate you joining us, and in the course of the next 48 hours, which will be crucial, we will look forward to having you more on Republic TV. Thank you, sir, for joining us.